Welcome to the Refresher, bringing you the latest in Dota 2 news, tournaments, meta, and memes. This episode covers the week before the 25th of September 2017, which brought us hundreds of qualifier matches, some drama to go with them, and a great meme from EG. Let's get straight into it. In the state of the game this week, Valve hath not giveth, but taketh away. Yes, the International 2017 Battle Pass is now officially over, and this week's minor patches for the client were only there to remove its features, and then fix the bugs that were created by removing those features. The original towers are back, and most disappointingly for the community, the chat wheel sounds are no more. Since Valve announced that the Dueling Fates patch is about a month away, we're not expecting much between now and then, and it comes as no surprise that there was no gameplay changes this week. In Valve time, like we just mentioned, Valve has given a tentative ETA of a month for the Dueling Fates patch. This news was bundled with the announcement of a new community contest for this year's Frostivus event. Basically, Valve is outsourcing the development of a new Frostivus custom game to the community, with a $30,000 prize up for grabs for the winner. The deadline for submissions is the 20th of November, and you can find all of the terms and conditions on the Dota 2 blog. Finally, in an undocumented change this week, it looks like Valve is stepping up their punishments for bot abuse, particularly in low priority games. Several Redditors post screenshots of bans ranging from 2 weeks to 3 months this week, with a common theme between all of them that they had used botting services to get out of low priority. Hopefully this is a sign of more things to come in the Dueling Fates patch. In esports news this week, we saw 1 new team get created and 2 new teams fall apart. Chuan is back to the competitive scene, heading to the SEA region to join Yamate, KYXY, NJ, and Net on New Beginning. And in Europe, the cracks are starting to form under the weight of the new season schedule, with Saxa announcing he's taking a break from Dota and leaving Weeha's squad mid or feed. Meanwhile, Syndra's newly formed squad No Diggity has also disbanded after playing what appears to be a grand total of 3 games together. No word on what the players from each team will be doing next, but there's still 2 weeks before roster locks close, so they've got a while to figure it out. In tournament news this week, tensions are rising and the drama is starting to build, as teams and players realise that having a tournament almost every week with 1,000-team open qualifiers and 4 to 12-team regional qualifiers means that if you're trying to get into as many of these events as possible, you've got to play a lot of Dota. And with a lot of teams playing a lot of Dota, inevitably comes scheduling conflicts. FACEIT released their open qualifier schedule at the start of the week, which covered 6 straight days, and overlapped with regional qualifiers for 2 other tournaments that were running at the same time. Kezu posted a tweet longer talking about how Mid or Feed had to choose each day between which tournament they wanted to compete in more, because they literally couldn't play qualifiers for both due to the timing. And things are only expected to get worse as the season progresses. Once playoffs begin and teams start having to factor flights and lands into their schedules, it's going to be even tougher to participate in the tournaments they want to, which means direct invites will become the hottest commodity in the scene, but that's another can of worms in itself, because tournament organisers can just give those to whoever they feel like. PPD posted his own tweet longer on the subject, expressing his concerns with the grueling schedule they're already having to play just to make it through qualifiers, and that without direct invites they're simply going to have to miss other opportunities once LANs start happening. And for teams that do see success, they'll be able to take their pick of the best options and leave lesser tournament organisers high and dry with last minute withdrawals. After a sweeping run of successes this week, Na'Vi announced they were pulling out of next month's WCA Europe, since they don't have the time anymore and they've got better options. I expect this is something we'll see more of in future, as teams try to qualify for as many events as possible and then pull out of some when they get better options that overlap. With that as food for thought, let's talk about the highlights and results of all the Dota that did get played this week. First off, in Kings Cup America, playoffs happened this week with sweeps all round. Digital Chaos 2-0'd Complexity and the Dire 2-0'd Infamous to fill the grand final slots, where the Dire 3-0'd Digital Chaos to win the top spot and the direct invite to the Summit 8. Community feedback for the league was overwhelmingly positive, and hopefully orgs figure out how to fit more events like this into the coming season. PGL ran regional qualifiers this week for Europe, North America, and CIS. The new Secret Squad crushed every game in their bracket to take the European slot. Immortals managed to pip the Dire in a 2-1 victory for the NA spot. And in CIS, Na'Vi has proved they're actually back, beating Vegas Squadron and Team Empire in the playoffs to secure themselves a second LAN invite for this season. ESL also ran their regional qualifiers for every region this week, with 72 different teams competing for 6 slots in the season's first major tournament. Secret continued their win streak, not dropping a single game in this European qualifier either, and securing their second LAN invite. Not to be bested by Europe, EG showed Fears still got it, and stormed through the North American qualifiers without losing a single match either. In South America, SG Esports beat Team Taka to take the region's invite slot, while Happy Feet 3-0'd Clutch Gamers to take the top spot in SEA. The Chinese region gave us another upset victory with Keen Gaming beating out a stacked qualifier group and taking the invite for China, and in CIS, Virtus Pro finally put a stop to the Na'Vi hype train, knocking them out in the semi-finals before taking the top spot in a 3-0 victory against Team Spirit. Starladder has almost wrapped up their qualifiers as well, with Vici Gaming coming out on top in the Chinese region and Complexity taking the tournament's NA slot. The European qualifier has just the grand final series to go, which is between Team Secret and OG. That series is definitely the one to watch for this coming week. We'll see if OG can finally find their form with the new roster, or whether Secret will continue their dominating streak and lock in a third LAN invite. In this week's meta review, people are making the most of the last few weeks of the patch, with Monkey King up 1.5%, Veno up 0.9%, and Necro and Viper also rising slightly in the pick rate chart. Spectre still holding strong on the top of the win rate chart, with Necro, Zeus, and Wraith King close behind. In the content corner this week, PPD's brother Robot Vice released his ultimate guide to techies, and ex-Valve employee and artist Drew Wolf launched a new personal website, which revealed a bunch of previously unseen Dota art content. There's still previews of a Dota-related cartoon that could have been used to make an animated series, storyboards for a new comic, and a bunch of sweet hero and item illustrations. Check the description for all of the links. And now it's time for Shitpost Central, because the Dota community could never sit through a 10-minute video without at least some memes. This week's top meme goes to Evil Geniuses, who came together to shitpost about BSJ in Twitch chat during a Leviathan game early on in the week, only to then match up against them 3 days later and lose, getting themselves eliminated from the Starladder North American qualifiers in one of the biggest upsets NA Dota has seen in a long time.
Nice.
ESL qualifiers are officially produced by Cats. Mark Bentucci drew a fresh meme from a silencer clip, Redditors lament the loss of the chat wheel, and Sir Action Slacks wants to rename Scan, because it feels like he's on a kill streak and calling it an AC30, and that just doesn't fit with the Dota 2 lore. In stream highlights this week, Era comments on FPL trash talking, Na'Vi ganks a Veno, League of Legends players win a team fight, and Grand Grant does Grand Grant things.
Subhuman. Oh. This is getting real fun. Like, you guys are the manliest of men ever met in Dota community. Trash talking each other through text in a game. This is wow. Like, wow. This is like taking a gun to a knife battle, guys. Oof.
Roger just hanging out in that area, and they decide, yeah, that's not going to be happening ever again. Top lane, though, they do manage to grab no one over here. The silence coming out. He's still going to be able to get that ultimate off. Gets the kill as well. He does have a full pipe, actually. No one's actually going to be able to walk away from this and get kills. Saneko's going to get taken down. He turns back around. He taunts over at the Void. Crystallize says, oh, man, no, I do not want this. He doesn't have a TP, though. He's going to get a double kill. That is not what they were expecting, chronoing a solo little Venomancer there. He just murdered 2 of their best people, and he...
Yeah, anyone here?
Yeah. That's not me.
Oh my god.
Alright. Wait, did I just show everything?
Wait, he just killed us all.
Wait.
Wait, what the fuck? I thought we were popping up.
What, that guy just got a penta?
I think that's it. Alright, let's see what I can do here. It's all about the angle. Alright, I'll consider that a success. Top lane, we're going to see Batrider jump in. Rubik will get initiated on. He does have a hand of God to heal.
I'm a soldier. I'ma be a gangster forever. I'ma show you how to sell cocaine forever.
I'ma be a gangster forever.
I'ma be a gangster forever.
I'ma be a gangster forever. I'ma be a gangster forever.
I'ma be a gangster, that's forever, that's for sure. Everybody know I came up in the streets.
Please turn off Songcaster. Please turn these nuts off, son. It's the draft. Okay, no. Let me be this guy. Okay, here we have 2 bans from the Complexity side. Necro, Veno. Not really sure why they banned those. Not very good heroes. Jakiro and Io banned on the other side. I wonder why. Because I wonder if they're good. Earthshaker, we haven't seen that hero first picked. AA, haven't seen that hero picked. Earth Spirit, whoa! Nature's Prophet, whoa! The fuck out of here.
I'ma be a gangster forever. I'm whipping all up in my kitchen. The cocaine I'm selling is just so terrific. I don't give.
That's a refresher for this week, folks. In the next 7 days, we've got regional qualifiers for Dota Pit and the Perfect World Masters. Hit subscribe to get the recap next week. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment with who you're rooting for in the upcoming season.